Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Golden silk Nanmu, a treasure in Chinese traditional culture, has been sought after for its unique beauty and high value since ancient times. Known as the Imperial Wood, it was not only an essential material for ancient Chinese royal palaces and important buildings but also a symbol of culture and a representation of historical heritage. Its towering tree form, delicate texture, and fragrant aroma make it the preferred material for many artworks and furniture. Today, this precious wood has sparked a new wave of excitement in the collector's market, with a high-quality golden silk Nanmu potentially selling for 17 million renminbi, approximately $2.33 million. However, despite its high value, almost no one is willing to plant this tree. Is it that golden silk Nanmu cannot be cultivated, or is there something else behind it? Here, let's discuss this intriguing topic together. First, golden silk Nanmu is a slow-growing, hard, and beautifully grained wood often found in important historical Chinese buildings. The heartwood of golden silk Nanmu has a golden silk-like luster. This natural grain shines under sunlight, making it the first choice for ancient royal architecture and furniture. Golden silk Nanmu is not only resistant to decay and insects but also has excellent stability, keeping warmth in winter and coolness in summer, making it difficult to deform. Therefore, it holds an irreplaceable position in traditional Chinese architecture. Whether in the architecture of the Forbidden City or in the Four Treasures of the Study, golden silk Nanmu can be seen everywhere. It is said that the history of using golden silk Nanmu dates back several centuries, especially during the Ming and Qing dynasties when royal palaces and important buildings often used this wood. In the Forbidden City and the Ming tombs in Beijing, the columns and beams made of golden silk Nanmu bear the weight of history. In Qing dynasty royal palaces, the furniture was primarily made from Nanmu, including many exquisite artworks. These works are highly regarded in both craftsmanship and material. However, with the rarity of golden silk Nanmu, many ancient golden silk Nanmu furniture and architectural components have now become precious cultural relics and collectibles. Secondly, although golden silk Nanmu is extremely precious in the market, its planting and propagation are far from easy. According to related professionals, first, golden silk Nanmu is an extremely slow-growing tree species. Its growth cycle is long, typically requiring more than 100 years to reach a usable standard. This means that from planting seeds to harvesting the wood, it may take several generations. This long growth cycle makes its cultivation costs very high and the time frame too long to produce quick economic benefits, especially for those with the golden silk-like texture. Their formation process can take up to 300 years. Therefore, even if investors plant golden silk Nanmu, they can only expect their descendants to enjoy the economic returns. Additionally, the growing conditions of golden silk Nanmu are very demanding. It prefers a warm and humid environment, typically growing in damp valleys or riverbanks at altitudes around 1,500 meters. The soil requirements are also very high. Golden silk Nanmu thrives in deep, well-drained, neutral or slightly acidic alluvial soils and can tolerate intermittent short-term flooding. The third and most crucial point is that not all golden silk Nanmu will possess that precious golden silk texture. The quality and appearance of golden silk Nanmu largely depend on whether it can acquire sufficient nutrients and growth space during its development. Trees that grow faster may not exhibit the top-quality golden silk luster. This unpredictable factor increases the risk of planting golden silk Nanmu and makes its cultivation prospects more uncertain. The fourth point is that golden silk Nanmu is also subject to strict national policies and regulations. Golden silk Nanmu is currently listed as a second-level protected plant in China, and its cultivation, logging, and transportation are strictly controlled. Any commercial activities involving golden silk Nanmu now require approval from relevant authorities. making its cultivation even more difficult. Even artificially cultivated golden silk Nanmu requires special permits for logging, which undoubtedly dampens the confidence of growers. Finally, although the market value of golden silk Nanmu is extremely high, the market's preference for old materials makes it difficult for newly planted golden silk Nanmu to compete with wood that has a long history. Most of the golden silk Nanmu on the market comes from ancient forests, with timber that has weathered hundreds of years, rich in historical and cultural value. These old materials are often more favored than artificially planted golden silk Nanmu. Even though artificially cultivated golden silk Nanmu may be similar in material to ancient wood, the gap in cultural value and historical background is still hard to bridge. Against this backdrop, although some Chinese research institutions are working on genetic improvement techniques for the golden silk Nanmu, hoping to shorten its growth cycle through genetic modification and fast-growing technologies, these techniques have not yet been widely applied, and whether they can gain recognition in the market remains uncertain. There is still no clear answer as to whether the quality of fast-growing golden silk Nanmu will meet the standards of traditional golden silk Nanmu. It is also worth mentioning the planting costs and investment risks associated with golden silk Nanmu. From an investment perspective, the cost of planting golden silk Nanmu is extremely high. Planting 10 acres of land requires thousands of seedlings, with each seedling costing between 10 and 30 renminbi. Adding land, fertilizer, labor, and management costs, the initial investment is approximately 100,000 renminbi, about $13,700. However, even with a huge investment, the proportion of golden silk Nanmu that ultimately meets usable standards may be less than 30%. This means that the vast majority of golden silk Nanmu planted will not generate returns for investors in the short term. Moreover, the market demand for golden silk Nanmu is also unstable. In China, although the demand for golden silk Nanmu is high, the market prefers ancient trees with a historical background. Newly planted golden silk Nanmu, although meeting material standards, lack cultural heritage and historical value, making it difficult to achieve the same market price. This makes the planting of golden silk Nanmu more like a long-term investment rather than a project that can yield substantial returns in the short term. According to related economists, golden silk Nanmu, as a treasure in Chinese culture, is incomparable in its rarity and uniqueness. However, the planting of golden silk Nanmu faces many challenges. From its long growth cycle of several centuries, to its demanding environmental requirements, and to the market's preference for old materials, all of which make the planting of golden silk Nanmu a difficult and high-risk task. This is the fundamental reason why no one plants golden silk Nanmu. However, with the continuous development of scientific research and increased awareness of its protection, there may be more technological solutions in the future to address these issues, shorten its growth cycle, and improve its quality, allowing the cultivation of golden silk Nanmu to follow a sustainable development path. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.